Matthew Budd. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Wow.
It's good to be here in 2025.
2025. Amazing. Today we're going to talk a little bit about radon.
Yeah.
And I'm a little familiar with radon, believe it or not, because when we bought our house, we had a high level of radon, so we had to have a radon mitigation unit installed.
Really?
What is radon?
Okay, so radon is a radioactive gas. It's naturally occurring. It's very prevalent in soil, and it really is. It comes from the breakdown of radium, uranium in the soil, and as those radioactive materials are breaking down, the gas, which is radon, starts coming into the air. This becomes a problem for us, of course, as the radon gets trapped in our homes. And as I say the words radioactive, you can probably imagine it's not great to be exposed to it at higher levels. The image that you see here, how radon gets into your home, it's very common in soil. Some places might have it in groundwater, but small cracks in the foundation, areas where you have sump pumps, pipes or wires coming into your homes, just a little bit of that seepage from that soil will come into your house, into your basement, circulate throughout your home, and especially during these winter months, you might find that your radon levels are going to start increasing in the home.
Is there a certain area in Jackson County that is more likely to have radon?
I wouldn't say that there's more areas in Jackson County. That being said, I was looking at the map, and probably South Jackson, kind of around Cascades, is a bit higher, but there's some other areas around the county too. But Jackson is known to have high radon levels in our soil as is. Up to about 40% of homes have higher than recommended radon levels in Jackson.
So what should you do? I mean, obviously get your home tested.
Right, and that's the big thing, it's testing. And it's recommended to have your home tested every 2 years. We do have short-term tests available at the health department. They're discounted to $5 this month in January because it's Radon Awareness Month. I recommend testing. It's just going to give you that snapshot. And actually, winter's the perfect time to do it. Our doors are closed, our windows are closed. We're not allowing that circulation of air, so radon usually is higher in these winter months. There's this really cool effect called the chimney effect. As your house is warming up, it's pulling up more cold air from the outside, and that cold air brings in that radon from the soil, and it gets trapped in the home. So actually, January is a really good month to test.
Do you have a radon mitigation unit, Bart?
Oh, no. Can you smell it? Can you see it?
No, you can't sense it, and that's a great thing too. You can't just walk into a home and know it has radon. And that can be a new home, an old home, but it's odorless, tasteless, so you have to test.
All right, so do it during National Radon Awareness Month. We're also seeing things in the news yesterday, the first reported death of a human from bird flu in Louisiana.
Yes.
Do we need to worry about that?
You know, it's still considered to be low risk for now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So there's been the United States under 100 cases of highly pathogenic avian influenza, H5N1, that have been detected in humans. The majority of these cases have been tied to highly pathogenic avian influenza in backyard flocks, or in particular dairy cattle. And so the reason we're talking more about HPAI this year is because we have seen avian influenza move more into dairy cattle and contaminate milk, and we've seen dairy workers start to become sick with
How did
disease.
it get here?
The birds. They fly all over, and they spread it around just like humans when we come together and we have the flu. Birds will do the same thing. And actually, so the recent case that we've had here in Jackson, at the end of the year, we had a backyard poultry flock get it. It's because the birds are flying around, and you have your poultry interact with the wild birds, and it spreads that illness.
Let me get your thoughts really quick on the disaster in Los Angeles County. Obviously, from your perspective, what are folks dealing with from a public health standpoint?
Some of the things I think of right away is shelter, food, water, right? So what are some of those basic needs that people need? Where are they going to go? You kind of talked about like what families are available, but what shelters too. As you mentioned, it's a high population area. So where are people going, and what are their needs going to be for sanitation? Those are my first thoughts.
Yeah, think about the firefighters can't even access water.
I mean, I've heard stories, some of the firefighters are working 72 hours straight. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
They're at risk as well, of course.
Absolutely.
All right, so luckily we, here, we don't have those kinds of things, but we do, every area has something to worry about. Now, with the bird flu, how can we protect ourselves? Because we don't touch birds.
Yeah.
Well, you try
I
not
don't
to.
touch birds.
Your nephew
Yeah.
Sean
I don't
touched-
like birds.
Your nephew Sean picks up street birds. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I
You
would
ever seen
never-
that?
So I wouldn't recommend that. Right now, too, so, wild birds that are found dead on the ground, you can call MDARDS, the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, or the DNR, let them know that there's sick birds in the area. But for poultry, so backyard flocks, things like that, we're really recommending good hand washing.
All right, don't pick up street birds. Matt, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Deputy Health Officer with the Jackson County Health Department, RN, Matthew Budd. More of the morning show after this.